Good afternoon. Welcome. It's a Friday. We'll be talking in a few minutes. I know what you need to know, you want to know. Not need, you want to know what's going down on the block. But before that, we need to talk to the Dominica Brewery.
Guinness Amplify is coming. Guinness Amplify, the ultimate dancing competition. It's all about the dance. All about the stout. Saturday, December 3rd, Roseau. Cheers to Arthur. Guinness Amplify is coming.
We are in the hurricane season, and all it takes is a big rain. You're going to play if a panic glow agayu. Go to the Sous Olivier Isal. Glow pipe can be contaminated for a while in times like these. If a ubu glow to drink water, you need to boil a little water for the baby, and there's none. C'est pour ça, I recommend Lubier Spring Water. Manipo de Usa, pure and natural. Chaque family ought to have bottles or at least one box of Lubier Spring Water for the hurricane season, because you cannot go and ask your neighbor for some water. Imempani. So go to Lubier Spring Water. Idiomadi, I must have my Lubier Spring Water as part of my hurricane supplies, because money to a goga so ankaila. Chaque bon matin you leve, you tout new long buida suvija you. So at least they can wash their face with Lubier Spring Water and shake water in their mouth. Glug glug glug.
Kubuli se boss, a pays à moi. Kubuli se boss, a Dominica moi. Kubuli se boss, au festival moi. Si c'est pas Kubuli, nous en peut pas boire rien. Chebesau, Davos, Cheers, Chebesau, Crumbs, Myers, Bar Baby, Chebesau, After 4, Escape, Chebesau, Backstreet Line Bar. C'est Kubuli nous, Chebe, c'est quoi y'en a nous? Nous kabwe Kubuli, tout partout. Chebe, kapouchin pour kachakou. Chebe, Kubuli c'est boss, a pays à moi. Kubuli c'est boss, a Dominica moi. Kubuli c'est boss, au festival moi. Si c'est pas Kubuli, nous en peut pas boire rien. Kubuli c'est boss. Kubuli c'est boss. Chebe sao.
Guinness Amplify is coming. Guinness Amplify, the ultimate dancing competition. It's all about the dance. All about the stout. Saturday, December 3rd, Roseau. Cheers to Arthur. Guinness Amplify is coming.
Kubuli c'est boss, a pays à moi. Kubuli c'est boss, a Dominica moi. Kubuli c'est boss, au festival moi. Si c'est pas Kubuli, nous en peut pas boire rien. Chebesau, Davos, Cheers, Chebesau, Crumbs, Myers, Bar Baby, Chebesau, After 4, Escape, Chebesau, Backstreet Line Bar. C'est Kubuli nous, Chebe, c'est quoi y'en a nous? Nous kabwe Kubuli, tout partout. Chebe, kapouchin pour kachakou. Chebe, Kubuli c'est boss, a pays à moi. Kubuli c'est boss, a Dominica moi. Kubuli c'est boss, au festival moi. Si c'est pas Kubuli, nous en peut pas boire rien. Kubuli c'est boss. Kubuli c'est boss. Chebe sao.
Are you a proud graduate of UWI? The University of the West Indies Open Campus Dominica presents the 3rd Alumni and Friends Dinner and Dance for all campuses on Saturday, November the 12th, 2016 at 7 p.m. at the Fort Young Hotel. A fundraiser for the establishment of the Bernard Denard Fund to assist students in need with tuition costs. We invite you to come dine with a former classmate, enjoy wine with a former professor, reunite with your former hallmates. This event promises food and drinks with fine and intelligent company for only $110. Come dress elegantly formal. Tickets are available at the Open Campus Dominica site on Emsall Road, and this year a lucky alumni will win a trip to any Liat or Express to Zil destinations or one night for two at the exotic Rosalie Bay Resort. The official 3rd annual Alumni and Friends Dinner and Dance is November the 12th, 2016 at the Fort Young Hotel. This event is proudly sponsored by Royal Bank of Canada, Vibes Radio, LA Jupini and Company Limited, Digicel, National Bank of Dominica, Dominica Brewery and Beverages Limited, The Signman, Jollis Pharmacy, Liat, Express to Zil, and Rosalie Bay Resort and Dumlek.
We are in the hurricane season, and all it takes is a big rain. Your Guanlapli, if Upani Glow Agayu. Go to the Sous or Livier Isal. Glow pipe can be contaminated for a while in times like these. If Ubu Glow to drink water, you need to boil a little water for the baby, and there's none. C'est pour ça, I recommend Lubier Spring Water. Manipo de USA, pure and natural. Chaque family ought to have bottles or at least one box of Lubier Spring Water for the hurricane season, because you cannot go and ask your neighbor for some water, imempani. So go to Lubier Spring Water. Idiomadi, I must have my Lubier Spring Water as part of my hurricane supplies, because money to a goga so ankaila. Chaque bon matin you leve, you tout new long buida suvijayu. So at least they can wash their face with Lubier Spring Water and shake water in their mouth. Glug, glug, glug.
Guinness Amplify is coming. Guinness Amplify, the ultimate dancing competition. It's all about the dance. All about the stout. Saturday, December 3rd, Roseau. Cheers to Arthur. Guinness Amplify is coming.
All right, good afternoon. We're here with the Dominica Brewery. Elvis is already seated in the house. How are you doing, my brother?
Good afternoon, Matt. Sakafet.
I see you sporting a, what do you call it?
Purple ribbon.
The purple ribbon, man. And that's, of course, I remember in your co-worker.
Yeah, my co-worker, of course. On Saturday morning.
That must have been tough for you guys.
Very, very. Extremely tough, Matt. And we're trying still to understand, you know what I'm saying, the situation surrounding this
unfortunate passing. The young man's name was what?
Kitzroy.
Yeah, I saw the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. Just, gave me a shocking reality.
Definitely, Matt. The young man is a young man, Matt. I can tell you, I've worked with him for the past couple of years, and he's the kind of son that every parent would have wished for. You know what I'm saying? And he's a young man that absolutely no one at our establishment can say that they have
any problems with,
any confrontation with, or anything, you know what I'm saying. And he has been with us for
wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes,
wow.
He's the man that won't kill a fly and to anything, you know what I'm saying. That it's just unfortunate.
Well, again, on behalf of the management of Q95, I've had to be saying that for a few times today with the passing of Mr. Jolly and this, of course, unfortunate incident in the Point Michel community sometime last week. Some things you just can't explain.
Thank you, Matt, for that. But of course, I want to also sympathize with the family and also the family of our very own Jasmine Hamilton's dad just passed away, so we want to sympathize with the family, want to sympathize with Jasmine. We know she's on one hand sympathizing.
I'm asking the
with
question.
The family of one of her staff, and on the other hand,
I don't know. It may be just a coincidence, but I'm asking Elvis like everybody else is asking. What is
going on?
You asking yourself that question?
Yeah, I am definitely asking.
I just got some news this morning that some other lady was found dead at a home in Soufrière. I don't know. I can't explain this. Unexplainable.
There was as well in Belleville-Chapelle this morning. Someone from Belleville-Chapelle with Mr. Jolly from the Jolly Pharmacy, and
somebody passing Belleville-Chapelle this morning. You know what
I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Everywhere you pass, and someone is mourning somewhere somehow, and it's just so we've passed.
Well, let's hope we pass through this. Let's just hope. Keep our fingers crossed. 1:14 is the afternoon time. So what else is going on with the Dominica Brewery?
Among this, of course, Matt, we still have to continue business, and today, Friday, the places like the old school in Laplin, where you can go to and enjoy yourself. Of course, even if you may lose someone, sometimes you have to celebrate the life of person that you learn. So, doing so, you can go down to the old school in Lapland tonight for your reggae night. Go and chill out, free up the head with some PC Cool Kubuli, the Kobe Hole in Lubia with Waters Friday, the Simon Club and Sports Bar in Massac Burger and Beer. We have Lily's Hot Spot, Fonkoli, Candy Crush with Karaoke Friday every Friday in Picard, Portsmouth, of course. And then we have on the West Coast, we have the Hub in Solihull with the Ultrasong Band. Reggae night every Friday night. So if you're going down to Portsmouth or coming from Portsmouth this evening, you can check them out. We also have Ruby's in Portsmouth. We can stop while you're having your tank fill. Of course, you can enjoy some Pisiko Kubuli free for 10 at the Ruby's gas station. So have the Urban Garden Cafe on Unit 1A8 Castle Street. Check them out from 4 o'clock this afternoon to midnight. Kubuli free for 10. Some live music always and DJ Old School. We have Mix Bell in Salibia, the Green Light in Portsmouth as well. We can get your Kubuli free for 10. Captain in Campbell, Maria Mason, Mayrow, the Pallet Bar in Concord. And let's remind persons of the Manufacturers Association on the market. Also, downstairs at Costules, you can get your Kubuli free for 10. Kendos as well, you can get your Kubuli free for 10. And many places around the country where you can get your Kubuli free for 10. Skitter in the market, and no matter where you go, you can ask for your Kubuli free for 10. This afternoon, we are heading to the Inland Revenue this afternoon from 4. Straight from 4, straight after work, of course, we're heading to the Inland Revenue for Chateau Water, very hot Chateau Water, and your PC Cool Kubuli Chibito. So that's on this afternoon. I know music is already set up at the Inland Revenue. The tent is on its way to the Inland Revenue. The drinks are already there. The ice is there already. So everything is set for the Inland Revenue this afternoon from 4. So go on down and ask for Paul P and the rest of the folks up there, you know what I'm saying, for your Kubuli free for 10 this afternoon and your Chateau Water. So you can check them out. Yours truly will definitely make a stop by to enjoy some Chateau Water and some cool Kubuli this afternoon. We have Davos Free Up Fridays on this afternoon with DJ Flinterstick and the Kubuli ladies. Free Up Friday at Davos from 4. We have as well this evening is happening. It's one of the biggest things happening on the island tonight, and we are heading to Granby for the Guinness Amplified DHQ. That's the Guinness Amplified Dancehall Queen. That's happening in Granby tonight. Granby, we are coming your way, and we are coming to Hewlett Jones Heritage Center, right on the Lally, of course, opposite BEMS. That's where we are heading, and your Guinness will be free for 10 up at Lally tonight. Check us out for the Guinness free for 10. While the Guinness Dancehall Queen competition is happening on stage, you can enjoy some Guinness free for $10 tonight. So you can check us out. Some big name dancers as well will be gracing us with their presence tonight up there in Granby. So check us out. Granby Massive, you know how to dance. We know you can dance, of course. And we are coming your way to give you the opportunity to grace the stage on the 3rd of December with our big Jamaican dancers coming in December. So, Massive, it's your turn. Granby, it's your turn. We're coming your way for this big one tonight. Of course, DJ Snow, the Kubuli, the Guinness ladies will be in the house dancing for you as well tonight. So, we are coming your way. Tonight, it's your turn. So, from Bellevue, way back to Granby, all the ladies that can dance, check us out at the Heritage Center. Lally Granby. Bems Nano, of course, and Baba, we're coming up your way. I know Baba is making all preparation to make sure that the Guinness is pissy cool tonight, because if Guinness is free for 10, they go pretty quick. So Baba is making sure that all the Guinness is pissy cool for that tonight. That's where we are heading tonight. And tomorrow, Saturday. What's happening tomorrow, Saturday? Of course, the Cat and Sleep Still competition is on tomorrow, Saturday. That's the band competition. So the band champs is on tomorrow. 4 bands will be in the house tomorrow at the Windsor Park forecourt. That's where we are heading tomorrow for the big band champs. And that's the Cat and Sleep Still band champs on tomorrow, Saturday. So look out for the big bands. Tomorrow, the Independence Last Lap is also on. That's on tomorrow, Saturday, and that's happening at the Kokoye Bar and Grill in Soufriere. Tomorrow, Saturday, look out for this one at the Kokoye in Soufriere. It's the Independence last lap with DJ Epic. So check that out as well. We have this weekend big football action resume in Lubia this weekend. Big football action, of course, starting tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Some big names as well in this one for the semi-finals in Lubia this weekend. Bolo comes alive as well in Lubia. Big promotion on in Point Michel, that is in Point Michel. Bolo's place in Point Michel on Sunday. Big action. And the domino competition, of course, that's the Element Agency's Kubuli Lapland Domino League continues this weekend with semi-final action as well in Lapland. So big action happening all over the place. And in the meanwhile, we just want to big up my brethren from Lapland, living in Vickers, of course. Clyde Coffey, today is his birthday. Want to wish him all the best. And Beverly over there in Castlebrus. My little cousin, big up to yourself. It's your birthday today. Go ahead and enjoy your birthday. But Matt, all roads lead to Granby tonight for this big competition. Remember, the qualifier will walk home with $500 EC dollars and some Guinness product. Of course, it's the Guinness Amplify DHQ on tonight. And that's happening at Hewlett John Heritage Center in Granby, Lally Granby, right opposite BEMS. And BEMS is in charge, of course, of all the drinks, all your needs, all your drinks needs will be taken care by BEMS in Lally Granby. If your Guinness free for $10. So big action on this weekend, man. That's where we are heading this weekend. Lally Granby for the Guinness Amplify Dancehall Queen competition.
All right, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk. But it was a pleasure with you today, Alvis. And again, I just want to extend my deepest sympathies to your staff on the passing of your former staff member, if you will. Thank you very much. It's all strong.
We do appreciate that.
Thank you very much. All strong, my
One
brother.
love. And we want to sympathize with all the many persons, of course, in Dominica mourning some loss one way or another at this time.
Thank you very much. What is really going on? I can't explain 121, but everybody seems concerned about the sudden deaths and disappearance, and just continues and continues. We're coming back after this, right after this.
Kubuli se boss, a pays à moi. Kubuli se boss, a Dominica moi. Kubuli se boss, au festival moi. Si c'est pas Kubuli, nous en peut pas boire rien. Chebesau, Davos, Cheers, Chebesau, Crumbs, Myers, Bar Baby, Chebesau, After 4, Escape, Chebesau, Backstreet Line Bar. C'est Kubuli nous, Chebe, c'est quoi y'en nous? Nous kabwe Kubuli, tout partout. Chebe, Kapouchin pour Kachakou. Chebe, Kubuli c'est boss, a pays à moi. Kubuli c'est boss, a Dominica moi. Kubuli c'est boss, pour festival moi. Si c'est pas Kubuli, nous en peut pas boire rien. Kubuli c'est boss. Kubuli c'est boss. Chebe sao.
We are in the hurricane season, and all it takes is a big rain. Your Guanapli ever opani glow agayu. Go to the Sus Olivier Isal. Glow pipe can be contaminated for a while in times like these. Ever ubuso glow to drink water. You need to boil a little water for the baby, and there's none. Seposa, I recommend Lubia spring water. Manipo de Usa, pure and natural. Shark family ought to have bottles or at least one box of Lubia spring water for the hurricane season, because you cannot go and ask your neighbor for some water. Imempani. So go to Lubia spring water. Idiomadi, I must have my Lubia spring water as part of my hurricane supplies, because money to agoga so ankaila. Shark bomata you leve you took new long buida suvija you. So at least they can wash their face with Lubia spring water and shake water in their mouth. Glug glug glug.
Guinness Amplify is coming. Guinness Amplify, the ultimate dancing competition. It's all about the dance. All about the stout. Saturday, December 3rd, Roseau. Cheers to Arthur. Guinness Amplify is coming.
We are the MCCU. With service dedicated to you. We are the MCCU. With service dedicated. One talon, get it quick. Land pickle education, domestic. You think we done? International debit card and MRA for retirement. Giving back to community. We are one big family, but young and old and in between. We are the NCC, National Cooperative Credit Union. Service dedicated to you.
paper boy ayen. Chebes how? Davos, Jails, Chebes how? Crumbs, Myers, Bar baby, Chebes how? After 4, Escape, Chebes how? Backstreet Line Bar, Sekubuli nou, Chebe, Sekweyola nou. Nou kabwe Kubuli, Tupatu, Chebe, Kapushin pou Kashaku, Chebe.
This is Q95 125. Protest action continues in the United States as it relates to the presidency of Mr. Donald Trump. Protest action turned violent in Portland last evening. On the line with me, just to put some perspective or get his own perspective, is former government press secretary under the Dominica Freedom Party, not former, but under the Dominica Freedom Party, Perry Bellot. Looking for your perspective today and just what is going on in the United States. Are you surprised, Perry Bellot?
Yes, I was surprised, like many, of the victory of Donald Trump. Very, very surprised. Although we all knew it was going to be close, but quite frankly, the trend seemed to be that Hillary Clinton would have won. As is well known, he's not a popular person either in the States or especially outside of the United States. So the whole world is trying to figure out how are they going to deal with Mr. Trump when he becomes president in early January, next year. The thing is, as I have been suggesting in my column all along, he's a guy who's been talking, quite frankly, a lot of nonsense. He's a knee-jerk guy in terms of reaction. He is insulted a lot of people, even fellow Republicans and so on. I just hope that when he becomes president, that for sure will be toned down a bit. In terms of his real policies, we quite frankly have to wait and see whether he will maintain the kind of diatribe and the kind of outrageous policies he suggested, like building a wall and having the Mexicans pay for it themselves, things like that. So we have to wait and see. But I think we must adopt an approach like I heard the St. Kitts Prime Minister saying. We have to be positive. He is the elected president of the United States. We've had a good relationship with the United States. So let us work towards keeping that relationship.
Perry Bellot, I know you've been in the media business, and I know you're celebrating maybe your 40th year as a journalist, be it pro, anti, if some people in some circles might say that. But what is your take, Perry Bellot, on the coverage of the elections? A lot of people were saying that the international media, more particularly the cable news network CNN, was biased towards Hillary Clinton and was anti-Trump. Do you believe that?
That is very true. Now, Matt, clearly we expect a station like Fox to be biased towards Trump. But quite frankly, I was very surprised at the obvious bias by CNN and other mainstream media, but especially CNN, against Trump. And, if anything, it made me sympathetic towards Mr. Trump. As an objective journalist, I found that hard to take and even understand that they were so biased in the judgment. But, it may be, Matt, here's an interesting thing. I used to say that I am a Dominican before I am a journalist. That is to say, sometimes a journalistic story may be there for the taking, but if it's very much against the image of Dominica, I will think twice about how it is handled. Because as I say, I am a proud Dominican. I value the image of my country. Doesn't mean that we have to color the news and say things that are not so. But, as I say, that's sometimes my feeling. So maybe CNN figured, well, boy, if Trump comes into the presidency, that's going to be terrible for the United States and terrible for the world, because the United States is the leader of the free world. So they took that stand. But it was not becoming of CNN, and quite frankly, it was disgusting.
Well, Barry, let me get your views too on the coverage. Some people think that of this accident, this British tourist that died, and some people think that the media should not cover a story like this. Are you one who believe that?
Well, Matt, I heard both you and Carla, and quite frankly, I disagreed almost 90% with what I was hearing from you both.
No, because I'm that kind of person, Parry, like whether like me or not, I'll say what's on my mind, and I would like you to say what is on your mind.
No, my view is that the media have a right to try and get news, but they have to respect the positions of people in authority. Take, for instance, the Discover Dominica Authority. They are a big government institution involved with tourism, a very vital, a very sensitive industry. They want to be sure that whatever comes out of that institution in terms of comments are very valid, accurate, and respect all protocol. So DDA was absolutely correct in refusing to rush to give any kind of statement.
So, all right, stop there because we're having a very interesting discussion there, Barry. The DDA may have been right not to give information as it relates to the specifics of the accident. But before the DDA gave its side of the story, that story was out there in the British media. Don't you think that government should have had an input in that story before the cruise ship went out and gave their side of the story, Parry Ballard? I mean, why do we have to? If you claim that you're a journalist over 40 years, news, Parry, does not wait. News is now.
It certainly does. I'm telling you, you put out what you have, but you cannot expect authority to give out statements that they're not sure of all the facts. Now, the ship had a duty and a responsibility. The passenger was one. The ship, by the way, in international waters is almost like a country by itself. So it can issue whatever statement it was, and it was obliged because it had a passenger who it knew was dead. So it was going to...
So we don't know that the passenger was dead without giving any details, Parry Ballard?
But that's what I'm trying to say. It's up to the DEA to put out what it thinks it is satisfied with. So it is waiting for the information. And
but Parry, the same information that was given out on the day, on yesterday, 1 after 2 to be more specific, you don't think that same information could have been forthcoming? I mean, what was so, graphic or detailed about the statement yesterday that could not have been given the day before?
They have to be very careful. They may end up saying the exact same thing of a draft that was issued 2 days ago, but they want to be sure it's proper, met all the protocols. They may want to check it with a couple of lawyers. Tourism is a big business, and if people are going to be sued, that may reflect a big...
Parry, let's look at a specific incident, because, we're not media persons like myself. I'm not in the business of public relations. I'm in the business of news, and news is now. Let's look at a specific example. We had a train accident in New Jersey 2 days, a couple months back, maybe 2 months, 3 months back. As soon as the news was out, it was all over the world. So why is it that we have to be different than anybody else?
I have often heard CNN say that the parties concerned have not issued a statement, that they're still waiting on confirmation or statement from the police. I've often heard that on your big American stations you're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about the specifics in terms of who may have been involved, the names, but the news is given power. You cannot run away from the fact that the news is given. I know a lot of people may be concerned because it's tourism and we may be hurting. But more than that, this story went out from the ship, and of course, the tourists themselves who were there, and there's some tourists, right, following the accident, that was sending tweets to their family members. How can you hide those things? We're talking about a world of social media.
That the difference between a tweet from a family member and a tweet from a responsible organization. There's a big difference.
No, I understand it well, but I'm saying that something could have gone out, Mr. Parry Ballard. You've been in the business, and you claim you've been in the business for 40 years. You know how news works. News is not history, and I'm hoping maybe I'll get a perspective from a regional or international journalist on this one, because clearly, Mr. Parry Ballard, not being totally critical of you, it appears that you have a bias towards this one.
And a bias in what way? In respecting the responsibility of...
No, we respect the responsibility, and we all agree on that point, that there has to be a certain level of responsibility as it comes from the government. But you waited 24 hours before you can issue a statement, a responsible 1-line, 2-line statement without giving details.
And people will say, well, what nonsense is that? They know the facts and why you don't need to juice.
Parry, we're not looking for the names, we're not looking for the age, we're looking for a statement basically saying, well, this has happened, and, government is on top of the action to show, that government is concerned and government is doing what it has to do. It's a simple statement. We're not in the public relations business, Parry. We're in the news business. But thank you very much, Mr. Parry Ballot, and we'll be talking to you again sometime in the near future. Let's take a phone call. Hello.
Yes, good day, my brother.
How you doing?
I'm all right. Is Parry in studio?
No, the Parry was talking to me on the telephone there. Okay. I just thought I needed a perspective.
You have to have Parry in studio, man, when you have Parry. Listen to Parry, go on about objective journalism. And Parry has been obsessively distanced from objective journalism in Dominica for the last 15 years. Objectively distanced. I wish he was in the studio because
I'm gonna invite him sometime, okay?
You have to make him come, man. Make him come because he have to answer to the justifiable functions that he has put to rest and now trying to wake it up on American politics. Wake it up at home. Wake it up at home. Stop being objective about this subjective government. Then come and talk to me about America. Otherwise, Parry, shut up.
No, you have to respect Parry's opinion. He will defer. We have to agree sometimes to disagree. Good afternoon again. Talk to me.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes.
Matt, Parry singing for his supper, Parry can't afford to lose his bread, He's singing for his supper, Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm hoping, Parry will invite you here as you celebrate your 40th anniversary in the journalism business. Hello, talk to me.
You must go back and invite Mr. Parry again, because today, if the news was not important, I sitting down here, I can tell you, a plane that had 3 passengers, it crashed. So what you're saying there, you have give a detail, but you cannot stay so many hours, partly a day, to go and give a detail. And the boat, first problem is all you have to give that announcement, not the boat, because you know exactly what you're doing, and then after the boat will come. So Mr. Parry have to will and come back again. Mr. Mac, what I follow, and I will look at it very close. Mr. Mac, I find it very, very, very disobedient when you have to look. I watching, look at Mr. Trump, and look at him, the two presidents. Look at how they sit down, and they interacting, and they shake hand. And look at the other one again. When you have to look with your ID card, I listen to see what process you have to go before you can vote. But to make it more convenient, yes, you have a prime minister, but you have an opposition. You cannot debate. Yes, all you will agree and disagree, but all you have a debate.
I'll tell you what, my friend down there in Loda. Let's take this subject for at a different time, okay? Let's try to focus on some of the issues that we dealt with Parry Ballot. 1:38 in the afternoon. My telephones are just going crazy here. We're gonna take a quick break and then we'll come back.
The Guinness Amplify is coming. Guinness Amplify, the ultimate dancing competition. It's all about the dance. All about the stout. Saturday, December 3rd, Roseau. Cheers to Arthur. Guinness Amplify is coming.
We are the NCCU, with service dedicated to you. We are the NCCU, with service dedicated. Once alone, get it quick. Land pickle education, domestic. You think we done? International debit card and MRA for retirement. Giving back to community. We are one big family, for young and old and in between. National Cooperative Credit Union. Service dedicated to you. For you. We are the NCCU. Visit us in Roseau and our other branches island-wide. We are one big
It's 1:40 in the afternoon. We're taking more of your phone calls at this time. Somebody says, Matt, shameful, blind, worldly, ignorant, wicked. All of these names you want to find for Mr. Parry Ballard, huh? Significant position. You ask these two questions to Parry. Hear the wickedness. Oh boy. You might never be able to understand Dominicans. 141, hello. Yes, sir.
Let me tell you, please. I usually call your radio station.
You what?
I don't usually call your radio station, but I find that too much patience in Mr. Parry Ballard.
I have patience of everybody.
But Mr. Matt, I find as though like the man negative, there's not nothing positive, Mr. Matt.
He might just be, his opinions may be different than yours. But I don't know I don't want to say it's negative. 141 is the afternoon time. 449-309596 and 97. Give me a call. And please, let's learn to respect each other's opinion without getting personal. Somebody says, Matt, I just wish I had the patience that you do. The patience of a Catholic nun, huh? 143. Well, that's where I started broadcasting, with the Catholics. Maybe that's why I got all my patience from. Working at the Voice of the Islands. In the late 80s and early 90s, or the mid 90s. Most times when people listen and they can't take the opinion of somebody else, they would through a WhatsApp message quickly tell me, Matt, cut him off. Oh boy. We have to be tolerant sometimes with each other. We're gonna come back after this. Coming back.
Wash your hands. Proper hand washing protects against the spread of many common illnesses and germs. Wash your hands often with soap and water, or you may use hand sanitizers. Remember, clean hands save lives. Protect yourself.
A message from the Health Promotion.
Want to feel more connected? Join Flow now and get free data with your first top-up. Are you already a Flow customer? Top up $20 or more between the 1st and 5th of every month, and you also get 50 megabytes free data. So wherever you go, bring all the connections you want. WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Browse, search, and keep your finger on the pulse from anywhere and everywhere. That's live with more connection. That's live with more bytes. Find out more at any Flow store or at discoverflow.co. Conditions apply.
When you are just too tired of the heat, check out Progressive Cooling. Get your air conditioning units any size, whether it's commercial, industrial, or residential. They've got it. Your home appliances are not working properly? Progressive Cooling also specializes in fixing refrigerators, ovens, fans, microwaves, and televisions. Progressive Cooling will fix it back to that good as new condition from Capuchin to Scott's Head. Progressive Cooling, located at Monbruce, will find you. Call 448-6980 or 613-3176. Progressive Cooling, so cool.
Four 449-309-59697. I'm just gonna open up the lines for the remaining minutes here. Of course, by now you must have heard about the meeting between President-elect Trump and President Obama. Let's listen to a little of that meeting there.
Organizational issues in setting up a White House. We talked about foreign policy, we talked about domestic policy. And as I said last night, my number one priority in the coming 2 months is to try to facilitate a transition that ensures our president-elect is successful. And I have been very encouraged by the, I think, interest in President-elect Trump's wanting to work with my team around many of the issues that this great country faces. And I believe that it is important for all of us, regardless of party and regardless of political preferences, to now come together, work together to deal with the many challenges that we face. And in the meantime, Michelle has had a chance to greet the incoming First Lady, and we had an excellent conversation with her as well, and we want to make sure that they feel welcome as they prepare to make this transition. And most of all, I want to emphasize to you, Ms. President-elect, that we now are going to want to do everything we can to help you succeed, because if you succeed, then the country succeeds. Please.
Well, thank you very much, President Obama. This was a meeting that was going to last for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and we were just going to get to know each other. We had never met each other. I have great respect. The meeting lasted for almost an hour and a half, and it could have, as far as I'm concerned, it could have gone on for a lot longer. We really, we discussed a lot of different situations, some wonderful and some difficulties. I very much look forward to dealing with the president in the future, including counsel. He's explained some of the difficulties, some of the high-flying assets, and some of the really great things that have been achieved. So, Mr. President, it was a great honor being with you, and I look forward to being with you many, many more times in the future. Thank you.
Mr. President, thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody. We're not.
A very cordial meeting there. President-elect Trump and President Obama. Many lessons to be learned from this transition. It's about putting the partisan politics down and moving forward to develop your country. $153. We're taking a few phone calls before we wrap it up. Hello.
Yes, Messiah. It's interesting that you said the very cordial, conversation there. And that just goes to show, the temperament that Mr. Trump, has, And if persons have not known, if they have not heard it said, that this man doesn't drink alcohol, neither does he smoke, And that should say a lot, because knowing all the businesses and so much that he has been through and going through, and those things are not part of him, that says a lot. And it is very, ticklish to deal with people. And to be dealing with a, person as, that candidate that went up for the Democrats there, that just goes to show further, the temperament that this man, has. And not just a little response to your first, guest that you had on. Just letting him know that we're the generation that choose not to be slaves anymore, and we are aware of the techniques of those slave masters, so we choose to be free, slaves no more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Somebody says here, my good friend says, wow, Obama has that effect. He can tame the devil himself. Have you had a conversation with the president, my friend? You know so much, right? I like your comment though. 154. Our next stop is with the Digicel. Our good friend Dr. Miguel Labadie. I just want you on the weekend to be very careful as it relates to the flu. It's creating some havoc.
Be alert, we are in the flu season. Seasonal flu spreads easily. Practice good hygiene. If you're having symptoms like fever, cough, runny or stuffy nose, sore throat, body aches and headaches, chills and fatigue, you should observe the following. Avoid being in crowded places and in close contact with others. Use clean tissue to cover your nose and mouth when coughing or sneezing. Place used tissue in a garbage bin after single use. Wash your hands with soap and water and or use hand sanitizer often. If the symptoms worsen, seek medical attention. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message from the Ministry of Health and this station.
Wash your hands. Proper hand washing protects against the spread of many common illnesses and germs. Wash your hands often with soap and water, or you may use hand sanitizers. Remember, clean hands save lives. Protect yourself.
A message from the Health Promotion.
Want to feel more connected? Join Flow now and get free data with your first top-up. Are you already a Flow customer? Top up $20 or more between the 1st and 5th of every month, and you also get 50 megabytes free data. So wherever you go, bring all the connections you want. WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Browse, search, and keep your finger on the pulse from anywhere and everywhere. That's live with more connection. That's live with more byte. Find out more at any Flow store or at discoverflow.co. Conditions apply.
Guinness Amplify is coming. Guinness Amplify, the ultimate dancing competition. It's all about the dance. All about the stout. Saturday, December 3rd, Roseau. Cheers to Arthur. Guinness Amplify is coming.
Dominica, Estazor Power. You waited and we deliver. The NCCU Cadas Lipso show continues with Cadas